Hey, this is Tom, and this is Tom's Radio Room Show. And as you saw from my previous videos, I was really struggling trying to calibrate the dials on the Realistic DX200. And so I pulled out some of my test equipment. These two pieces of equipment were given to me because my signal generator is intermittent, to say the least. My scope, my nice Tektronix scope, is dead. I think the power supply has got a problem. And my frequency meter, this is the only one that seems to work, and I don't think it works. So we're going to kind of show you where my test equipment is. And it's kind of one of those deals where these are all unknown. So, which do you believe? But I'm just going to show you what I got. If I can get my chair moved around here so I can get to it. Okay, so we got the signal generator going here. This is Elenco, I think it's pronounced, signal generator. It's a generator and a frequency counter. And we got it in the signal generator mode. This is an SG-9500. Okay. And we got it on about 10 megahertz, 9.983. Now, one thing I found is that this button and knob, you push it in or pull it out to change the scale at which this changes when you, frequency at which this changes when you turn this knob. I thought I had it pulled out because I could not pull it out any further. I started looking real closely and it looked like it was pushed in. So I had to get a pair of pliers and I got it pulled out. Now I can tune it pretty good. It's not so sensitive. So there's 10.024. Let me see if I can get any closer. Oops, right there. I almost had it. There, 10.007, and now I can use this knob here to tune it a little more, maybe. No, it tuned it a little bit, but it was like a kilohertz, or yeah, kilohertz. So I've got it at 10.007. So I've got the scope going here, and whoa, boy, that changed. And let me reposition this. It's almost off scale, so let's crank it down a little bit. Okay, so it's pretty good waveform there. I don't know if you can see it or not. Let me I'll zoom in temporarily, and I hope I remember to zoom out. So it looks pretty good, and we've got, if I kind of line it up here. Yeah, right there. Okay, I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 units. I'm on the 1 microsecond division over here. And so that looks like it's pretty good. Now, so that seems to be working. So let's take the output of the signal generator and we'll put it into my frequency meter. Well, I'll try to. There we go. Got it lined up. Okay. 10 megahertz. Actually, 10.0056. And this says 10.006. And if I push that button in, I can get another digit, but I don't want to do that because it's really hard to pull it back out. So it looks like the signal generator is working at 10 megahertz. Okay. And my frequency meter is reading it okay. So let's go back down to the oscilloscope. So all my equipment seems to be working at 10 megahertz. Now, where I was attempting to check the dial on the DX200 was lower than that. So let's lower this down to, let's go to 5 megahertz. Okay, so let's see, am I going right? No, I went the wrong way. Let's go down to 5 megahertz. Oh, 4.9, 5.08. And the amplitude out of the signal generator went up. So I've got to change the scale, and I can't even get it on screen. It's gone up so much I can't get it on screen. So this has an attenuator button on it, so I'm going to push that, and that didn't help. It made it worse, if anything. Yeah, it made it worse. So I don't have any variable output dial on the signal generator, and I'm maxed out at, sorry for putting my head in front of the camera, at, okay, I went the wrong way on the scale. Okay, so let's go this way. There we go. Now we went from 5 millivolts to 0.5 volts. So now I've got a nice big signal, nice and clean. Now, one thing, did I say now about 4 times? My gosh. My doctor said I should go have speech therapy. That probably won't help. So this is working pretty good. Now, I did it again. What I was going to say was, when I was setting up the camera and everything, I'm trying to keep my hands out of the way, this was acting really squirrely. The waveform was getting distorted. When I went down to 5 megahertz, it looks good now. It went up in amplitude, which that's okay, but it's nice and clean. So therefore, my frequency counter still should be happy, which it wasn't before when I started testing this. Okay, let's see. Okay, 5 megahertz. I don't know what I did, but everything seems to be working now. Maybe the connections were not good, and I've used them quite a bit this morning, and maybe that kind of cleaned up connections. But really, believe me, I could not get this frequency counter to lock onto a frequency. It was drifting all over the place. Now it's like perfect. And the waveform, which was, depending on the frequency, was distorted, is now perfect. It's perfect. There's nothing wrong with that. So everything is working now, which it wasn't before. I'm not kidding, it wasn't working before. Let's change frequencies again. Let's go up a little higher. This scope will only go up to 10 megahertz, so I can't go too high. So I'm going down. Well, let's just watch it. Watch the oscilloscope. I forgot to zoom back out so you couldn't see the frequency meter. But anyway, watch the oscilloscope, and I'm going to change the frequency. Yeah, it's hanging right in there. Nice waveform. The amplitude is going down. Getting pretty small now. I'm up to 11 megahertz, but the oscilloscope is only good for 10. So that's probably where the attenuation is coming in. Sorry for my hands making the camera try to follow them. So it's all working now. As you can see, it's all working. Maybe it was the cable. Actually, what I was doing before is I was feeding the output of the signal generator into an antenna so it would transmit so the receiver could receive it. I didn't have the output of the signal generator connected directly to the radio. I don't want to do that, especially if I've got a 5-volt signal here. I don't know what to say. Operator error? Could be, but I'll show you the frequency counter, which I thought was flaky. And let me zoom out here. Actually, what I'll do is I'll move up so that I can zoom in on the frequency counter a little bit more. Right there. And it says 3.473. 3.473. I don't know. Gee whiz. I just don't know. Like I say, when I was setting this up for doing this testing, as I changed the frequency, the output of the signal generator got real ratty, real ratty. And now it's working fine. Could be, like I say, it could have been these connectors. I haven't used this very much. It could have been the connectors on here, or the connectors on here, or the connector on the cables. And these are pretty old cables. But it's working now. It's working now. I can put in my notebook that I verified that the signal generator, the oscilloscope, and the frequency meters work on this date. Thanks for watching. Have a great day. Bye-bye.